Brandy Melville, W Management, Basement FG. I think most girls here don't need me to explain what these are. Being a student at an international school and being more exposed to fashion trends from overseas than most, chances are you're already familiar with the kind of clothes these companies sell. Crop tops, tanks, loose jeans, tiny shorts. The kind of outfits people online often call the white girl trend. But what interests me the most is not just about the clothes themselves, it's how we all seem to know about them. Think about it for a moment. When did you first hear about those brands? Was it from social media, from a friend, or from walking past a store? For me, it always started the same. A friend sends a TikTok video in the group chat. A girl is wearing a simple outfit, a crop tank with a low-rise jean. Another friend asks where to buy it. Someone sends a link. Another day at school, someone shows up wearing the same clothes. Then, another person says they want to get one too. Slowly, the trend grows faster and faster, echoing around. And before we even realize it, we're not just hearing the echo, we're repeating it. Fast fashion success lies not just in selling the clothes, but in making trends travel as quickly and as widely as possible. And social media has become the perfect means for that to happen. Algorithms promote content that's visually appealing, easy to imitate by friends and classmates. The faster trends spread, the faster people feel pressure to keep up. And when millions of people catch the same trend at the same time, something else reverberates, just like an echo in a dark, empty cave. Not just the fashion, not just the new look, but a 21st century, highly detrimental echo called overconsumption. Suddenly, clothing becomes something we buy constantly because we feel like we might be falling behind. And like any other echoes, overconsumption leaves signs of its hollow ring. Today, I'd like to introduce you to a few people who are a clear sign that we, as a society that thrives on overconsumption, are allowing this harmful echo to reverberate through our daily lives. First, I'd like you to meet Robert and Daniel. Robert is 14 years old, and his brother Daniel is 12. They live in Uzbekistan, a country that produces enormous amount of cotton each year for the global fiber supply chain. But Robert and Daniel don't experience this chain as shoppers like you and me. Each year, during the cotton harvesting season, schools in parts of Uzbekistan close for several months. Students are sent to the field where they spend long days picking cotton under the hot sun. Between 1.5 and 2 million children are estimated to work during the cotton harvest. While many of us are deciding what outfits to wear, Robert and Daniel are collecting the raw material that will eventually become those outfits. After the cotton leaves the fields, it travels to factories. Everyone meets Sam. Sam is 12 years old. But unlike most 12-year-olds, Sam already has a full-time job. He works inside a textile factory in Pakistan, where his job is spinning cotton fibers into yarns. While other children are learning science or complaining about their math homework, Sam spends a day standing beside large industrial machines. But the journey of a fast fashion garment still isn't finished, because after the fiber is produced, someone still has to turn it into clothing. Which brings us to Tina. Tina is 14 years old and lives in Bangladesh. She works inside a garment factory, sewing shirts, dresses, and jackets that will soon be shipped across the world. Many of the clothes she makes will only be worn a handful of times before being replaced by the next trend. However, overconsumption doesn't just affect the people making the clothes, it also affects the people buying it. Which brings us to Sarah. Sarah is 25 years old, and she has a job too. Her job is paying off tens of thousands of dollars of debt. Fast fashion companies have made that easier than ever before through something called Buy Now, Pay Later. Financial companies like Klarna and Afterpay allow consumers to split purchases into smaller payments, making it feel like they're spending very little money. But the costs add up. Studies show that nearly half of Gen Z consumers feel pressure to buy clothes to simply fit in. And more than half of them report financial stress in trying to keep up with the fashion trends. So, overconsumption doesn't just affect workers, it also affects consumers. But the story still doesn't end here, because eventually, these clothes have to go somewhere. Everyone meet John. John lives in Uganda in Africa. His job involves sorting through enormous piles of clothes that arrive from all other countries. Clothes that was once worn, purchased, or sometimes never worn at all. Africa now imports roughly 3/4 of the world discarded textile. They end up in landfills, where the clothes could be burned, leading to even more air pollution, or simply added to the local rubbish loads, creating environmental problems for the communities that never asked to receive those discarded textiles in the first place. Now that we understand some of the negative impacts of overconsumption, it's really important for us to realize that this 21st century echo is not unstoppable. Firstly, government policies can be implemented to create positive impact. For example, in 2016, France passed the world's first law banning supermarkets from throwing away edible food. After the policy was implemented, 69% of supermarkets signed donation agreements with charities, dramatically increasing the amount of food redistributed instead of wasted. Even until today, donations support millions of low-income families and unemployed people. Government policies are only one aspect, but secondly, positive change can start from us as individuals. It can start with a small action, asking yourself before any buying decisions. Do I actually need it? What can I do with what I already have? The next time you see something trendy appears on your phone screen, pause before clicking Add to Cart. Thirdly, and this is something very close to my heart, instead of buying more and more trendy clothes, we can create our own trend by repairing, redesigning, and repurposing our old clothes. Old jeans can become bags. Oversized t-shirts can be transformed into new tops. And finally, ask yourself one final question. Am I really buying something I need, or just repeating an echo? Thanks for listening.